It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charles. This is Hero Wars Central, and today I want to talk about armor and magic penetration. It's something that I haven't quite got to yet, and I know that a lot of people are not quite sure what this means, so let's talk about it. First and foremost, if this is your first time joining me on one of my videos, I do videos based on the Hero Wars game on both Facebook and mobile, and this video is going to talk about the penetration stat, which is a hero statistic on both mobile and Facebook, so it'll cover both versions of the game. But first of all, we have a nice Bob picture here. This is a screenshot of my Kark, and you can see that armor penetration states that this hero ignores an amount of damage, an amount of enemy armor when dealing damage. So if this were magic penetration, it would say the hero ignores an amount of enemy magic defense when dealing damage. And for the sake of this video, for the sake of math, we're just going to talk about physical attack, just to make it easy, and we're going to talk about auto attacks, not any of the special attacks that have any damage modifiers or anything like that on them, just flat auto attacks. And the reason for it is because the math gets a little hairy, and I don't want to confuse you guys, and I don't want to rant for an hour. First of all, we have the armor and magic defense mitigation stats here. So you can see that for every 1,000 armor, 25% of the damage is mitigated or blocked or absorbed. This goes for magic defense as well. So for example, if my tank has 9,000 armor, then he'll absorb 75% of the physical attack done against him. Okay, and we're not talking about the artifact boosts. We're not talking about any of that in this video. We'll talk about that in another video. This is just a refresher. If your tank has this much armor, it will block that percentage of damage. Okay, and here's a simple example. The enemy tank has 9,000 armor, and therefore 75% mitigation. My attacker has 1,000 physical attack, which means he does 1,000 auto attack damage. 1,000 damage minus 75% absorbed by the 9,000 armor in the tank. My hero will do 250 auto attack damage every time. Okay, pretty straightforward. 75% is 750, so 1,000 minus 750 equals 250 damage. Okay, you guys following with me so far? Let's go to example 2. Let's add in armor penetration. Enemy tank has 9,000 armor, 75% damage mitigation. My attacker has 1,000 physical attack and also 6,000 armor penetration. Now, this is where a lot of people go awry. A lot of people think that armor penetration will just straight add damage to your attack, and it doesn't actually do that. What armor penetration does is it ignores a percentage of your enemy's armor, thereby reducing the amount of mitigation that armor will provide. So if we go back to our our armor and magic defense and all that stats, you can see that 9,000 armor is 75% mitigation, and if we had 6,000 armor penetration here, 9,000 minus 6,000 is 3,000. Okay, and what is 3,000? 3,000 is 50% mitigation. So now my attack the armor reduces by 50%, not 75%. Does that make sense? So now my attacker does 500 damage instead of 250, effectively doubling his damage. But don't take that as the end all be all. It doesn't always double the damage. But does that make sense, guys? So penetration will reduce the enemy's armor, so it'll reduce their percentage of damage blocked. Okay, so again, 9,000 minus 6,000 is 3,000. So now the enemy tank has 3,000 armor effectively. And so my attacks do a little bit more damage. He only blocks 50% of the attacks instead of 75% of attacks. Okay, so talking about this in a little bit more real world example 3. We have my Astaroth has got 19,491 armor, and while I don't have an even number for that, I'm not exactly sure what the calculation is. Let's just guesstimate this to be roughly 80%, and it might not be exactly 80%, but for the sake of math, I just wanted to make it easy and 80% damage reduction. My Bob, my Kark, has 24,920 physical attack and 14,292 armor penetration. So the first equation here on the left takes the Astaroth's armor minus my Bob's armor penetration, which leaves Astaroth with 5,199 armor, which is roughly 60% mitigation. Okay, so my Bob's armor penetration effectively reduces the Astaroth's armor down to a 60% effectiveness instead of 80% effectiveness. Okay, so on the right you can see that instead of my auto attacks doing 4,984 against 80%, they're doing 9,968 against the 60%. So you can kind of see the effectiveness of armor penetration, and why it's so recommended is because it ignores percentages of your enemy's armor, not just a flat amount. And a lot of people have a lot of trouble with magic attack teams because they don't realize that armor doesn't block magic damage. It's the magic defense stat that blocks magic damage. And if you're investing all of your glyphs and artifacts and resources into armor and health, but you're ignoring magic defense, that's why you're losing to Twins teams. That's why you're losing to Dorian, Helios, Orion teams. That's why you're losing to Peppy teams. Who loses to Peppy teams? I don't know. So that was a lot of math, and let me know what you guys think. Does this clear things up a little bit? Again, it's a commonly missed ideal, the penetration stat. And this video, once I started writing it, I wanted to include critical attack and vampirism in this video as well, but I just felt like it got a little too long whenever I went through all of the math with penetration. So I'll do that in another video. But with that being said, please let me know in the comments down below if you guys understand this, or if you have any more questions, or if my numbers are off or something. Please let me know. But I feel like this is a good explainer video on how armor and magic penetration works. And I hope you guys enjoyed. With that being said, if you found this video helpful, please consider leaving a like, a comment down below with feedback, positive, negative, is always appreciated. But your viewership is more than enough for me. Look forward to my first ever Q&A video this weekend. I'm going to try that for a month and see how it does. And if it does well, I'll keep it going. If it does not do well, then I'll just, keep answering questions in the Discord and on Facebook and everything like that. So hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I'm traveling this weekend. I'm driving to Texas with some buddies, but I do have a couple of videos queued up to launch while I'm up there. So I may not answer your comments and concerns immediately, but I will get to them. But this is Hero Wars Central. I will see you next time.